What's up, guys? Welcome to Run It Back with Blair Bomber. I'm Blair Bomber, and I'm trying to be a little bit more chill at the start of the episode. I feel like sometimes I come in a little bit too hot. I say my own name a little bit too loud. Oh, and you know what? That's the thing about our names. Have you ever noticed when you don't say your friends' names to your friends? You don't call people by their name. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know how, like, if you talk to someone and you say, well, Kyle, it just sounds so condescending. You know, like if you're seeing a girl and you say Alex or Kendra or Susan, or I don't know who's dating a Susan these days. Are there any Susans out there? If you're a Susan, write in. I want to hear about your plight. Just tell me what it's like. Ugh. Talk about a character no one cares about in any movie ever. Your name is Susan? Yeah, okay. Well, anyway. I'm just saying that I think there's studies that when you use someone's name, it actually makes them become a little bit more endeared to you. Right? But it will throw somebody off. Like if you're the kind of person who always says somebody's name, you're that guy. It's like the person that holds eye contact too long. That person never makes you feel good. Okay? They do and they don't. I guess there's a little bit to be said about both, right? Where if you use someone's name in the right context, it can make them lock into what you're saying more. But if you use it too much, it becomes annoying. It's like when you're banging, I don't want to hear my name. Don't say my name when we have sex. It's just weird. It's weird to hear someone go, Blair, oh, Blair. It's just like, oh, can you... I specifically remember that happening during sex, and it took me out so much that I did, and I'm not proud of this, but I did hit her with the... I covered my own mouth to make... I didn't cover her mouth. Come on, guys. I'm not animal. That's offensive. What I did is I looked her in her eye and I covered my own mouth and I was like, you do this. You know, you do what I'm doing. Let's play the mirror game. All right. I made it exactly 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the podcast before talking about banging. I think that's better than what I usually do. But there's a study. Like I've worked at this place, and at the gym I work at, when we have new people that come in, it's their first class. We're coached to use their name because it does lock them in more to what you're saying. People can identify with you. They're like, oh my God, he's saying, it like locks them in a weird way. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to anybody? You know, I mean, how often are you talking to somebody and you say their name first and then you say the thing you're going to say? No, you just kind of have the eye contact or bro, what's up, or dude, or guy, or whatever the fuck you want to say, or bud, what's up, bud? You know, what's up, playa? Like you do shit like that and then you get their attention, then you talk about them. But like to go to somebody and be like, Jake, well, Jake, it's just like, ugh. It's a thing that broadcasters do. It's definitely a broadcast thing. You see it on telecast all the time where they're doing, you know, like a halftime thing. It's like, well, I'm glad you said that, Charles. It's, ugh. Because you're not supposed to. But then if you do it, it does feel like you're manipulating that person. If you come by it, it's honestly one thing. It's I can't speak. I don't know. If you come by it honestly, that's one thing. There we go. We got the sentence out. Ring the fucking bell. I saw this thing about liars, right? And it's talking about how you can tell when someone's lying by the way in which, like, their mannerisms, right? Like if you look down I think it's like down to the right, you're accessing the part of your brain that is, you know, involved with empathy or whatever. They're searching for something. And up and away means you're lying, stuff like that, because your eyes are like linked with your brain, and you search that part of your brain that causes your eye to drift in that direction. That's how people that study body language and mannerisms can figure out who's lying while they're talking. I think there was a show about that. I'm pretty sure it was called Lie to Me. Tim Roth was in it, was the star of that show. But that's the thing where it's like, if you know someone's trying to manipulate you, it'd be cool to just know that, right? Like knowing what I know now about using somebody's name. If someone was using my name a lot in a sentence, I would assume they're trying to get me to agree to something, or they're being a condescending cunt. It's been a weird day. All right, it's been a weird day. Susan, you know what I'm saying? Susan, do you feel me? Come on, Susie. The problem was I took a sleep aid last night. And I don't usually do that. I think I went through a melatonin phase for a while. But melatonin gives me fucking weird-ass dreams, dude. Weird-ass, like the same dream over and over again. I would have the dream where, and I think I've had this dream since it's my earliest nightmare. I've had it for forever. In the dream, I'm at like the YMCA, right? And at the one I grew up in, there was a deep end and there's a shallow. And the shallow one's like probably, 3.5 feet, 4 feet deep. No, not 3.5. That'd be way too shallow. 5 feet? I think it was 5 feet. And when they told us to never dive in that side, it's don't dive. No diving, no diving, no diving. You'll die. So we never did. But every now and then, we'd want to break the rules. Because it's the big red button. Hey, don't do this. Well, now I kind of want to do it. Don't put it in my ass. Well, I wasn't going to, but now let's warm this thumb up real quick. Sorry, Bonnie, I lost you. Bonnie hates when I talk about sex on the podcast. Understandable. But in the dream, I dive into the shallow end. And usually when you dive into shallow water, you got to just go parallel with it. You kind of barely break the surface and you just pop back up. That's the way to dive in shallow shit, right? In the dream, I dive in. I go a little bit too deep, not hitting the ground, but then I try to come back up and I can't get up to the surface. It's like, it's all of a sudden it's frozen. Not ice, but I can't get up, right? And now I'm drowning, which, I mean, if you're one of those, people who's into, what is it? Astrology, like, well, actually, these dreams mean it indicates something's going on in your life. It's like when you dream about, your teeth falling out. It's a sign of something that's happening with your subconscious. Shut up, Shayla. Fuck. But I couldn't get to the surface, and then I would just sink. And as I would sink, I would go through the bottom of the pool. And then it would cut to me from the third person. I would look at myself in my bedroom, be in the corner of my bedroom, looking at my bed. And I would see my sleeping body wearing what I wore to bed. And then I would watch the ghost version of me fall slowly from the ceiling in to my sleeping body. Now I'm watching from a third person, the corner of the room. I'm watching this happen. And then as it would sync up with my sleeping body, I would wake up. And that was a recurring dream that I had for my whole childhood. Then it went away. It came back, I would say probably around end of college when I really got into melatonin, where I was taking a lot of melatonin because I had to get my hours in. Because when the 4 a.m. wake up call comes, it can't, you got to get that sleep. You can't just stay up, be restless, right? Even before games, you're kind of like, I got to get something. Even if it's not great, I got to get my eyes closed. And so it's a weird thing to I can paint that dream, dude. I can't I can't even trace my own hand, but I tell you, I could vividly picture that entire dream over and over and over again. But when I found the melatonin was, bringing me back to that frame of mind, it always fucked with me. But then I realized it wasn't just the melatonin. It was an exaggerated version. I was taking way too much melatonin, okay? I was trying to OD on melatonin. It was like, let's take a fucking 8 of mushrooms and just see how we feel. So I'm, not a big sleep aid guy, but I took some last night. And I take them. It's not that I have a hard time staying asleep. Once I'm asleep, I'm good. It's the initial like sleep part of it. Like can I get my eyes to close? Oh, sleep. It's hard. But the weird thing was, not the weird thing, the dumb thing that I did is I took it and then I just stayed up and I fucked around. Like I took it and then almost fought it off like a Quaalude. That's what they say in Quaaludes, like in Wolf of Wall Street. He's like, look, if you take Quaaludes, it's supposed to help you sleep. But if you fight through the drowsiness, you get this crazy body high. And then we, loosens up our assholes and we get real gay. Fair. I stayed up past it. So now when I'm actually tired, it's combining with the sleep aid. And now it's like 1 a.m. So then I'm getting this up at 7 and I'm getting this grogginess where you just feel heavy, dude. I'm not even like processing material, dude. Like at one point the cat did a header. Not my cat, that hose cat. The hose hoe. Did a header in the side of the bed, which scared the shit out of me. It's like just a thump. It's like, whoa. Is the cat that a suicide attempt? Like what just happened? But then the rest of my day's been totally thrown. Have you ever had that, guys? There's 2 people that listen. By the way, I'm losing numbers. The numbers are basically 0. You know how they say less than or equal to? Well, this is less than 5 is equal to just 0. That means no one's listening. But I'm still bringing the heat. I mean, it's lukewarm heat. Even like right now, I'm just kind of floating through this thing because I'm still in a weird. It's like, what did I take? Like the equivalent of like a gas station dick pill, where your dick gets really hard, but it's it's every other minute. It's hard, soft, hard, soft, hard, soft. Fuck, that would suck. I wonder if they could do that. Because wasn't Viagra was actually something that was an accident. Like I think they made a pill that was for baldness, I think. Right? So they pump up this thing with testosterone, right? Or they're putting something. I'm not a scientist. Blair, no one thought you were a scientist. Yeah, you know what I mean. Because they made this thing because when you lose your hair, what happens is you have high T, just testosterone, and your body just can't handle all the fucking testosterone, your hair falls out. Or something. I don't know. I might have made that up. But they were trying to make something to combat that, which is trying to take the other parts of that you're losing, like those fucking hormones in your body that's causing you to lose it. They're trying to add or counter or whatever it was. I should just look it up. Blair, there's a computer right next to you. Can you not just fucking pull up the goddamn... Blair, you're such a moron. I'm literally sitting here trying to make up words. I have every answer I would ever possibly need right here. And I was just trying to go, hormones, hair. What was Viagra originally created for? I love when it just pops up like that. Sildenafil, the chemical name for Viagra, is an artificial compound that was originally synthesized and studied to treat hypertension, high blood pressure, and angina pectoris, a form of... Well, I couldn't have been more wrong. Okay, so it was for... What the fuck is hypertension? Okay, it says it right there. Am I the dumbest guy you've ever heard speak in like a long form? I gotta be. It's gotta be a thing where if anybody is really listening to this, they gotta think, they gotta ask themselves this question at least 2 to 3 times while listening to me talk. They have to go, why am I here? Okay. Is it because we were childhood friends? That's probably the answer. The answer is you already knew me. And now this is the only way we're going to be able to stay in some form of connection is through you listening to me talk about nothing. And then we still have a relationship now. I like that. That version I like. As opposed to just some stranger who's like, I'm a big fan. It's like, ugh. I mean, that's what I want. But I don't know if we're not going to be as close as my guy EJ and I, because fucking, you know, when you blow your childhood friends, no, I'm kidding. Come on. High blood pressure. So basically, yeah, they made it for this. They made it for this thing. It was a high blood pressure medication, which it's supposed to bring it down. And could you imagine if you're like, you have high blood pressure and like you're not feeling good about it, and like maybe you have ED, and then all of a sudden you're taking this blood pressure medication and your dick is just fucking rocked up, dude. You're just rocked up. But you don't know why. You have no idea why your dick's hard. You're just like happy. It's like, oh, it's like you talk to God. It's like you prayed a bunch, and all of a sudden, I love the idea of like a guy whose dick doesn't work, and he's asking God to fix his broken dick. Now imagine that guy has high blood pressure, right? He has high blood pressure. He's praying about his broken dick. He takes his medication. He's already sad because he's got high blood pressure, and all of a sudden his dick's working. He would just believe that Jesus Christ himself fixed his broken cock. Oh, dude, if that wouldn't make you a believer, I bet that guy went and told people. That guy went to church and he was like, guys, I know I've been kind of wishy-washy on this whole thing, but I do believe in miracles, and let me tell you why. And then he's like, you guys know my dick wouldn't work, and then I prayed, and now it works. And then maybe he's got a bunch of kids because of that. That's a good story. Okay, that is the perfect example. That's the perfect way ever to blend Jesus Christ and a dick joke. That perfect. Fucking clip it, dude. Oh, God, I love that guy. Could you imagine that guy like talking to his wife and she's like a believer, and she's been praying, and then one day she looks at it, it's just like his dick's just like fucking rocked up. She's just ready for it. He's just like, oh my God, we're going to take the Lord's name in vain immediately. That's actually pretty common, I think. Not the guy praying for his dick to work and then takes Viagra by accident. I mean, like when they make a drug for this thing and then a side effect is actually more, is more effective than the thing they're actually trying to help. Like I remember when I had knee surgery, I had this, arthritis. So I had all this, tendonitis and all this shit and bone spurs. And what they would do is they gave me this thing called DMSO. DMSO? DMSO. It wasn't dim sum. It wasn't like that. It was just it's an acronym for the thing it was, right? Because there's too many science. They just love using these big ass words to confuse people and make them sound important. I get it. But the trainer at Washington State, he was telling me about it. He's like, look, take this, wear a glove, take this, and you put it on, you just rub this liquid on your leg, and it helps arthritis. And he was telling me about it. And what happened was it was actually an industrial solvent that was used for, I forget what it was. Blair, your internet. Blair, use the internet. It's right there. God, I'm such an idiot. DMSO, arthritis. Come on. DMSO gel for pets, uses in wrist, studies the proper doses of DMSO, general osteoarthritis. DMSO 99% pure. Oh, there it is. That's that good shit right there. You wanted to say, when you get a product that you're going to put on your body, you want it to say 99.9% pure. Isn't that a thing with cocaine? Where they say like that if you do like pure coke, it's not bad for you the way that dirty cocaine is. Because there's no impurities in it. It's literally from a plant, an extract, and you chew it, and you don't chew it, but like you snort whatever like you do. But then I guess how do you guarantee that it's pure unless they're using pure? How do you cut it? Well, I guess you don't cut it. It's if people making it at the source are using only Can you imagine that? Like free range cocaine. That's kind of what it is. No additives, no antibiotics. It's just good, clean coke fun. I bet your dick would still work. And you wouldn't need the Viagra. Then you wouldn't have a heart attack. Shout out Dan Bilzerian. All right. Let me read this thing. It's for joint health, right? Okay, so DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide, is a simple small molecule with amazing chemical, biological, and physical characteristics. DMSO is the resulting byproduct of manufacturing of pulp and paper and has been used for over 40 years. Okay, yeah. So it's been reported that DMSO may rapidly absorb skin penetrant with an ability to carry other substances. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right, perfect. So what he told me is it was used at these paper mills, and it was an industrial solvent used, I think it was for cleaning or something to do with the paper. It doesn't matter. But what happened is all these guys that worked in this factory, they're all crippling, they've been blue collar guys their whole life. They all have horrible arthritis. And I think they were either soaking the paper in it or fixing something, doesn't matter. But they're putting their hands in the solvent, and they started to notice that the arthritis in their hands was going away. And what happens is this shit is so pure that it actually absorbs into the skin faster than any other liquid, right? Like you put like your water, like your water itself doesn't absorb into your skin at a high rate. That's why you can just go swimming and you don't drown, because your skin molecules, keep the water at bay. But this shit, DMSO, absorbs in the skin and fights arthritis and has these healing properties that I don't really understand because I don't know the science. Okay, DMSO may provide support for reducing pain and swelling, provide support for antioxidants, and sold as a solvent only. Okay, yeah. Anyway, I took this shit in college. Long story longer, I took this shit in college, and I would rub it on my knee when I had arthritis, and it actually, it worked. Like, I mean, they gave it to me, dude. Like, it wasn't like some guy on the street was like a snake oil salesman saying, "Hey, dude, you want to fucking feel better in your knee?" And I was like, it's a weird thing that you even ask me. How did you even know my knee hurt? You're limping, you're in crutches. All right, fair point. He's following me around. He knows my whole life story. How's your brother doing? Still coaching? What? Snake oil guy. Let me hit that. Hey, can I hit that? Can I hit that snake oil real quick? Anyway, so I took it. It felt better. What was my point with all that? Oh, yeah. Things are byproducts of other things. I think I'm going to buy some of this shit, actually. It's only $28. Oh, whoa. I'm kind of pumped about this. May cause skin irritation, avoid contact with eyes, skin, and clothing. Okay, so you don't want it to... Like, it's for your skin, and then one of the warnings is, hey, avoid contact with eyes and skin. Hey, so where am I supposed to put this? You put it on your skin. Okay, but where should I not put it? You should not put it on your skin. Okay. So where we land on where I'm putting it at? I mean, it's up to you, man. Isn't WD-40 have another one of those things where it has a million different uses other than what it's intended for? I love shit like that. Hey guys, let's go back to the internet to find all of the answers you could ever want. Isn't this so much better than me just trying to make... I mean, it's not better than me making it up, because then it just becomes me rambling in this fucking weird, stupid football fuck circle. By the way, I'm for sure going to keep that up. That's great. I actually tried to find this a while back. Like, I was trying to find DMSO, but I couldn't find any work. I remember even like the bottle they gave me, it looked like it was in one of those mini bottles of sunscreen, and it would just like squirt out, but it came out hella fast. You couldn't just, it wasn't like it's not cream. It's literally like a buttery substance, a solvent. What was I just about to look up? DMSO. Oh, yeah, WD-40. WD-40 uses. Oh, for arthritis? Hilarious. I love that. Okay. This is great. This is just like, when you ask a question directly into Google, and then it goes, people also ask that same question. Then it has the little drop down menu. But it's always annoying because it'll give you like 5 or 6 things or like a step by step. And the step that you're trying to get to, it then says ... more items ... But whenever you click on the more items, it takes you to some weird website where I need to sift through to find that list, and it's never a cohesive list. Do you guys know what I'm talking about here? Fucking internet. Okay. Lube a shovel. What a hilarious sentence. Hey, you want to... Hey. You got a shovel? Yeah. You mind if I lube it up for us? You can fucking lube it. Do you have the WD-40? Yeah, it's in the back garage house door thing behind the shelf in the attic of the garage behind that store thing. Oh yeah, I'm gonna lube this shovel up. And that's where the wheels fall off. Is when you start having a dirty sex voice conversation about how to use WD-40 as sex lube. Clean style, scrub stains, stainless steel sinks, unstick gum. Okay. Soften leather. Free stuck Lego. Fucking awesome. Who thought of that? Also, aren't Legos supposed to be stuck together? Are you trying to like actively not have them in the same area? Is that what we're trying to do? Prevents flower pots from sticking when stacked. Okay, so it keeps things from sticking together. Yeah, it lubes it up. That's what WD-40 is, just, robot lube. Right? Right? Robot lube. 22. Now, okay, well, that's a better one. Let's go to the 22 unusual uses for WD-40. Is this interesting? Is me just reading off searches I have on the internet? Is that interesting? Like, I'm curious. Because I'm curious what makes you so curious. Watched Django Unchained last night. Ooh. Kill white folks and they pay for it? What's not to love? Pretty good Jamie Foxx. Guys, put it on the resume. What can you do? I do a great Jamie Foxx impression. Removing duct tape. Lubricating squeaky hinges. Okay, these are things that I think we thought it was supposed to be. Okay, no. It's good at so it's good at removing things. Removing road tar, removing bumper stickers, removing crayons on walls. That's great. I mean, better a crayon on a wall than Sharpie, right? Protecting bike chains, dissolving chewing gum, lubricating guitar strings. Okay, cool. Degreasing, yeah. When not to use WD-40 on a lock, lubricate rubber or plastic parts. Yeah, don't put it on a dildo, okay? Avoid. There had to be a guy who was like a roughneck. Like the kind of guy who could just solve things. Like he's the kind of guy that just fixed shit. He worked, it worked like not a steel mill. It worked like a recycling center. And the guy could just fix anything, right? And then one of the things that he fixed was a butt plug that had a little worn out. And he thought, well, WD-40 works with everything at work. Maybe I spray it on this little rubber guy. And then it just eats away. And then he puts it in his ass and then he dies. See, guys, here's the thing. Even though we went to the internet, you better believe that I'm gonna take it to a dark place. You're welcome, guys. I'm an idiot. Dude, that's how you power through. I had zero motivation to do fucking anything today. And I powered through. Got some work shit done. I worked, got some work shit done. I showered, took a nice long shit. Okay? Maybe a hot little late afternoon breakfast. And now I got the podcast knocked out. How long did we go? 30 minutes on the fucking dot. That's what I'm fucking talking about, dude. Let's go. Let's go. I think when I hit episode 200, that's when I'll start doing the Burr thing, where I play this episode and then I play an older episode, like a throwback episode. That could be cool, right? Don't you think? Right? What do you if you listen to this and you think that would be interesting? Like you're not gonna go and sift through the old pods, but maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe don't go back and look at those. All right. Now we did it. I gotta fuck off. All right. Love you guys. Have a wonderful, beautiful, special afternoon. Okay. But for real, guys, have a good day. Okay. It's Monday. I think I'm gonna put this out right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna put this out immediately. It's 4:25 Austin time. Whatever. I don't know what. It's not Midwest. What is it? Central? Doesn't matter. I'm gonna put it out right now, right away. Let's just go. No edits, no cuts. Just trim the front half of it, and we're good to go. Okay? All right, we're out here. Mwah.